Hey guys, Troy here from Fate and Crisis. So today, we're going to continue our series of videos behind the scenes on some of the songs from the first album, Fate and Crisis 2016. If you're interested in hearing our first album, I put a link to the album in the description below. It's to our Bandcamp site where the album is available for free download and streaming. So the song we're going to talk about today is called Reverie of Flames. This is the fourth track off the album, and it's also one of the older tracks on the album. This was written during my time with my previous band, Avarice. And again, it just felt like a Fate and Crisis song, so I kept it. It's my song, so I can do what I want with it. It's kind of a twin song with Take Your Breath Away, because they were recorded around the same time. At that time, I was doing about 2 songs each time, just recording them at the same time. You know, drums for one, bass for one, guitars for one, and so on and so forth. In those songs, you could really hear some of our earlier influences coming out in them, particularly Sum 41 and Blink-182. So when I first started playing guitar, those were the bands that I worshipped. I was really into the pop punk stuff, them and The Offspring. The Offspring were the band that pretty much got me into music. And you could really hear that in these songs. There's a lot of pop punk tendencies, still mixed with that heaviness that we're known for. But I would definitely say you can hear those elements a lot more prevalent in this one, just because I like to think we took what we could from those bands, in that I always liked their catchiness and the way they were able to make riffs simple but also effective. So I really feel like the main riff for this one is very like Blink-182, Sum 41 inspired, even though I wouldn't say it necessarily sounds like them. So there aren't as many funny stories about this song or too much behind the scenes. One of the things I do remember is we recorded a previous version of this song at another recording studio, The Hive in Mississauga. And I remember when we were doing it, it wasn't supposed to initially have, at the end of the chorus of the song, there's a big long, at least the first chord, no, both of them actually, there's a big long scream, and it's a little bit lower, a little bit more guttural. I remember we weren't originally going to do that, but when our drummer came in, he used to help me do the backup vocals for the screams. Excuse me. And I remember he went in there and just belted out this giant guttural scream for the whole thing. Everybody in the studio looked at him and were like, "The fuck are you doing, man?" And then he toned it down a bit and took it to like a mid-range, and it actually sounded really good. And we were like, "All right, what the fuck, just do it." And then we layered that a bit. So later on, by the time we were going to record it again, because I was really happy with the version we got then, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm used to it now. Just put it in," and we ended up keeping it. So that was kind of funny. The other thing about this song that's very unique is that the guitar solo in it is extremely old. I wrote that like 10 years ago, I think. I write guitar solos a little bit differently now than I do then. I mean, sometimes I write them the same way now. It's just I usually have less time now, so I don't spend as much time to write a solo outside a song. So typically now when I'm writing a song, I get really antsy to record it. So what I'll do is I'll once I have the basis for the song down, I'll just leave a break for a solo if I want to have one, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing with it later with the drums and with rhythms, and then I tend to just improvise over the solo until I find little parts that I like, and then I just build it slowly through it. So I'll be like, improvise over it 5 times, and I'll be like, you know, by the 5th time you're getting in a bit of a groove, you're like, okay, you know, this works, that doesn't work, and you just kind of build the solo slowly like that. Back when I was doing this song, I would do that kind of thing, but I would basically write the solo out part by part with the song before I recorded any note of it. And I don't do that now, because if I did that now, it would take forever, and I get bored and I want to record the rest of the song. So I'll just start recording the song, and then I'll come up with a solo at the end once everything's done. I'll just play over it. It's more fun, and you can hear everything together. But this solo I had written a long time ago, 10 years maybe, and the song was originally for a song called Paranoid, which was written when I was in between bands. And basically, at a certain point, I got tired of the song, and I didn't like the way it was anymore. Since I hadn't recorded it, I hadn't been with another band, I didn't like the way it sounded, didn't think it was representative of where I wanted to go. Anyway, I didn't think the song was good enough, so eventually I scrapped it. But I still liked the solo, I just didn't like the rest of the song. And I put it in another song. Again, the same thing happened. At a certain point, I didn't like this song anymore. How many did I put it in? There was one called Paranoid, Slowly Killing Me, Something to Hold On To, which was an instrumental back when we were first starting Avarice. we did only instrumental songs to begin with. And then I think there were a couple more in between as well. So at least 4 songs before I put it in this one. And basically, I would just change it. All those songs were in different keys. I would just modify the solo to be in that key. But I never liked any of them. Finally, when this song came, I was looking for a solo, and I was like, oh, I can put this one in. And it really worked. It just felt a lot better. It felt right. And the song finally felt like it was good enough to surround the solo. So that's how that happened, and that's how I put that in there. Anyway, guys, that was behind the scenes for Reverie of Flames. If you want to hear more from the band, check us out in the description below. You can download our first album at the Bandcamp link, free streaming and download. Check it out, guys, and rock on.